Posted a video of myself going to the gym, and I received a lot of comments from persons asking if I'm still pregnant. I was kind of concerned, like, why would they ask if I'm still pregnant? So I thought about it and realized that maybe it's because a lot of pregnant women don't go to the gym. And it's not like I'm a gym girly or anything like that. I'm far from it. But under my doctor's advice and recommendation, she recommends that I keep active for at least 30 minutes per day. And I've had this gym membership. Well, from the year start, I shared the story that I was struggling with PCOS before getting pregnant, basically. And in December, I decided that, you know what, I'm going to focus on my health. So I was a little bit active, not as active as I should, but active, taking my health into consideration. But then March, I found out I was pregnant. And then after that, I kind of took a break because first trimester was rough. The symptoms weren't, all I could do was just exist, not even eat. Like, the symptoms were rough. First trimester was rough, from headaches to nausea to vomiting to just all the pregnancy symptoms you can think of. In first trimester, I had them, right? So I had to take a break from all forms of activities because I just never had the strength or the energy to do it. So now I'm in second trimester and it's not so bad. Things are calm and I'm back to moving. So it was like surprising to hear. They thought I already gave birth, but no, I'm still here. Still with baby growing halfway through and have another halfway to go. But I'm excited, it's not that I do it every night or anything, but I go from time to time and it's really good, even for your mental health, your physical health as well. I don't overdo it. I probably do like 30 minutes walk on the treadmill or so, and it was rewarding. So I'm gonna try to do that as much as I can and definitely keep you updated. So that's what I've been up to. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Felisa. If you've not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Watch the video to the end and remember to like it as well and share, right? I really want to use these videos to impact, inspire someone who is on their journey, because I've watched a lot of videos and those are what keep me going. Sometimes it's not rough, but hearing people's experience, it reminds me that, hey, somebody else is going through something or have gone through something, and it kind of motivates you to keep going. So that's why I do these videos. I've decided to start, and it's been rewarding, just from the comments and everything. And I'm just so grateful for all the persons who have been interacting. It really, really means a lot to me, more than I can definitely even let you know. So that's what's been going, right? That's what's been going on. I'm halfway through by now. I found out the gender of my baby and I'm really, really excited. Can you tell what's the gender? Watch to the end and I'll definitely let you know in this video, right? So I found out the gender of my baby after doing 2 NIPT tests that failed. That was supposed to tell me the gender. That's like a blood test where you test for genetic conditions. It's a genetic testing that also provides the gender. I didn't really want to do the genetic testing per se, but I was excited about it because that would tell me the gender of the baby. So I did the first test, and the first one, they said low fetal fraction. And well, not that it failed, but low fetal fraction, so no test was done. So they're saying that there isn't enough of the baby's DNA in my DNA, or baby's DNA in my blood, so therefore they couldn't do the test for the first one. So I had it repeated. That was at 10 weeks. I had it repeated at 16 weeks, same results, and that was a little overwhelming. I'm like, oh my gosh, right? So I decided that that's it. And as I mentioned in my previous videos, the OBG that I go to, they don't do a lot of ultrasounds. Once I did one at 8 weeks, that was it. So I've been doing a lot of reading, watching a lot of videos, and then I found out that I could just do an elective ultrasound to find out the gender. And that's what I did, right? I did the elective ultrasound, found out the gender. The man was so confident, like he said, it is this gender, I am sure. And I'm like, but what if it's the other gender? It's what I wanted, but it was just so good to be true, too good to be true. I'm like, what if it's the other gender? He's like, I've been doing this for 20 years or 2 decades. And I know, and that was pregnancy, that ultrasound place that I did. And that was a good one, even though I had a weird experience. Not really weird, but I went towards the end. Well, that also was an interesting journey. I had two places that I had in mind to go. One was 1 hour away, which was cheaper, and the other one was 30 minutes away, which was more expensive. The one that was 1 hour away was like closing earlier, so that was a 6 o'clock appointment, and I was still working at the time. So I was coming out of work at 5, and to make 1 hour drive, it was tight, right? So when I realized that, you know what, I'm just not gonna make it, I had to end up call the other one that's cheaper, that's more expensive, but closer. And they opened later. They went up all the way till they had appointments till 7:40. And I knew because I was talking to them. So I talked with them and I'm like, hey, can I come in today for an appointment? Because I was talking to you last night, and they're like, yeah, come in. And I canceled with the other one that I'm just not gonna make it on time. So I went to that one, which was more expensive and closer. It was 30 minutes away, so we ended up being 2 hours early for this one. So we went and had the did the check-in, had that first elective ultrasound. So that's like, it's not a medical ultrasound per se, it's just to see the baby and to see how things are going, and they will do like 5D and 4D images, and videos, and that's what we had paid for. But somehow there was a little bit of miscommunication, and they gave us the other section, or the other package, which was a 5-minute package where you would just see the gender and that's it, right? But they were really nice. They're like, you know what, come back another time. And I wasn't even hydrated much, so the images weren't as clear according to the sonographer. So I was told to come back and I will get a redo. So I have that redo to do, where I can get some 5D, 4D images as well as video. But then I got the confirmation there. Question him, is like, don't question my years of experience. I'm like, okay, I trust you, right? And then after that, I had another OBG appointment, which was very quick. The appointments here are so quick. Like, it is just different. Like, the wait was like an hour wait. I had a 9 o'clock appointment. We waited for an hour and then waited for about an hour and did the normal the triage, the urine test, etc. And then you see the doctor. They come in, they probably she listened to the baby's heartbeat with the Doppler, and for the first time that time, the baby's heartbeat was very easy to find. For the first time, the other times they always press on my tummy so much, but that time it was easy to find, and the baby's heartbeat was good. She asked if I had any questions, which I didn't have too many questions. Only asked about my heartburn that I was having, and she recommended Tums, which I already knew about Tums. I just wasn't taking it yet. So she recommended Tums and confirm if I had done my 20-week scanners yet, which I had already scheduled but not yet done. So that ended very quickly, and I'm gonna go into how expensive these medical bills are. But gosh, it's so quick but so expensive. It is just sometimes mind-blowing, but we're doing it. So yes, few days later, had a 20-week scan, and I'm like, there's so many, the appointments or the medical checkups are getting more frequent now. And I had a job, which I spoke about, working, because I wanted something in the meantime whilst I was here. But I realized that that's not gonna work out, because here I was having one of my appointments, and I was pretty new, about 2 weeks in, and asked for the time off. And my employer at the time is gonna tell me that what did she say? If I could reschedule. I'm like, I can't reschedule. I just need a few hours to get this done. And it was a whole back and forth that I can't take. And it reminded me of my job, or the job I had working in Jamaica. One of the jobs I had working in Jamaica, where I was sick and I needed to go to the hospital, and they were like, no, you can't go to the hospital. And I don't know, I know a lot of persons have really great experiences working in 9 to 5, while some persons don't. But these things just show me that, you know what, entrepreneurship is better for me. I like the flexibility of doing basic human things. I'm not even talking about flexibility to vacation and stuff like that. I mean basic things like health checks and stuff like that, which are very important. Like, I don't know, I feel like it's not every organization that's like this. I recognize that. But once I assess that, I don't know why I'm always ending up in these organizations. But once I assess that, I'm like, you know what? This is not good for me right now. That's gonna cause me more stress than anything else. You know what? I'm just gonna focus on entrepreneurship, which I was already doing. I was just trying something new whilst I'm here studying, you know. So I'm back to full-time entrepreneurship, where I have the flexibility of time to do the essential things that I need to do, you know, and focus on even growing Western STEM Academy or online school, which has been doing extremely well thanks to our amazing team, right? So a few days after that test, I had if you watch so far, remember to like and subscribe. Yeah, I'm just sharing what's been going on, and if you have any questions, definitely let me know what's been any questions that you have, you know, your own experience too. But yes, here it was, time for 20 weeks anatomy scan. This was going to be held at an antenatal testing center at one of the hospitals, where they also have like a birthing center. So that was interesting to be able to go there, right? So went to this test, which was pretty quick, very quick in terms of the checking in process. But the test ended up, it's a detail. So what they do in the 20 weeks test or 20 weeks anatomy scan is a detailed ultrasound, you know, where they look at the baby's organs, all of the baby's organs basically, as well as your uterus, even your ovaries. I'm like, wow, your cervix, all of that, right? And it was successful. It was successful, you know, and they confirmed the gender again. So I'm like, this place was right. So can you tell what's the gender? I want you to go ahead and comment it below, and I will confirm in the next video. But it's been definitely an amazing experience, you know. I'm just so grateful, really grateful for everything, for the blessings, you know. Being someone with PCOS, struggled with irregular periods, infertility challenges that were just so overwhelming in the past, to just be going through this now. And no one talks about how rewarding the pregnancy journey can be. It is rewarding. It's tough, but it's rewarding to know that you are literally growing life with, of course, the hands of God who is on your life, because you can't do it by yourself. It's definitely him who gives life. So I'm absolutely grateful, and that's why I choose to share the journey with you, because it's not easy. It's a very personal journey. I thought about it, and I'm like, am I sharing this journey or not? And somebody reminded me as I was talking today, they were like, I'm not sharing my journey if I should get pregnant. And I totally understand, and I believe it's everybody's choice. But when I think about it and I realize that how difficult it has been, and how much of a blessing it is, and how much other people's videos inspire me, and like, I couldn't not share at some point. You have to share whenever you are comfortable, if you're comfortable, if you're led. So I feel like that's what happened for me, because it took me a while. It wasn't immediately. I had it back to myself, but I wouldn't feel comfortable, because I'm like, you know, I'm just watching other people's videos, and it's those videos that are giving me hope, giving me the motivation and the push to go on. And I'm like, what if all of those persons decided that they weren't gonna share? We wouldn't have anybody's experience to go by. So of course you get to choose what you want to post, because I know the internet, it's not a safe place. It has, you know, it has its disadvantages, but if we can use our platform to spread positivity, then that's what I want to do. And I want to know if that's working, if my videos are impacting you in any way. Please let me know, because it's not always easy. You're not always motivated. Sometimes you think about it and you're like, you know what, I'm better off not posting, just doing my work and doing whatever. But if they're impacting you in any way, definitely let me know, right? Especially being a new mom, first time mom, going through this process. I really do enjoy the process of creating content from my entrepreneurship journey. I enjoy that. I enjoy sharing with you. I enjoy interacting with you, right? And so many persons have reached out last month since I posted, and that impact really motivates me to keep going. So I'm really grateful for that, and I thank you so much for all of your support. Keep sharing, keep liking, keep subscribing, keep supporting. And of course, if you have any questions at any point, do not hesitate to reach out. If there are any areas that you want me to focus on, definitely let me know. I know a lot of persons want to make content too, and it's not always easy. We probably overcomplicate it. I'm not trying to overdo it or anything. I'm just coming here and I'm just talking to the camera. Yes, I do videos, vlogs around, but as I always tell my friends, editing is not my strong suit. So I will post those videos as shorts, as TikTok, right? But in terms of these long videos, I'm gonna just talk to you, right? But of course, some days I might do a few vlogs or so whenever I get the time. But yeah, I feel like a lot of us, we can use our content to impact, inspire, and to be truthful to you, a lot of persons are monetizing their content. I was surprised when TikTok sent me a message that I've made this amount of money from my videos in July. I'm like, what? I wasn't even setting out to do that. I was setting out to really impact somebody, to share my story. It's like my personal diary, and to realize that that can be monetized, where the app can pay you, then that is something amazing. So a lot of persons I know are looking for passive income ideas. A lot of us already know that people can actually make cash from their content, and I can share some ways of doing that. That's something I used to do in my coaching programs, where I talk about ways that persons can earn more money, especially as moms out there who want to spend more time with their children, their family. Those are some ways. And as I just spoke about the challenges that people face in 9 to 5, I always believe that if you want to build generational wealth and break those generational curses, then you need ownership through entrepreneurship, ownership through stocks, ownership through real estate. Ownership is the only way that you can really truly build wealth. And building wealth is not about being able to floss or just being cocky or boast on anyone. It's about having access to the resources, because the truth is things are really expensive. I just spoke about these medical bills. Just being able to survive, being able to afford your needs and your wants, it's such an essential thing, where a lot of persons are struggling globally. And even for us who may be able to help somebody else, that's also something that it's so important that we can generate income through different ways to help yourselves, help your family, and even help others. I always share the story that I'm from a very poor beginning, very poor, humble background, and it was really people who believed in me and used their resources, used their cash to care, right? So the truth is, it really does take cash to care for yourself and for others, for your family. So if there are ways out there where you can use the internet to make real cash, then I don't think we should be afraid to do that. So I'm gonna share some more tips. That's actually the first videos I started out on this channel last year. So let me know if you're interested in those things as well, right? And as always, keep being amazing. Remember to comment what's the gender that you think. And I'll do another video just focusing on the gender. But let me know. I want to see your comments. I love seeing your comments. Right, remember to like this video as well. Subscribe to the channel. We're trying to reach to 50 subscribers. We are trying to reach there. That's when I can go live here. I go live on TikTok. I go live on the other platforms, but I also want to go live here. So we need at least 4 more subscribers. So remember to subscribe. Share with a friend as well. You don't know, this video could really inspire them. You don't know what they're going through. I'll share some more of how last year I packed up my bags and just started over, literally started right over. I don't want to say started from the bottom, because I wasn't. It was starting from experience, starting from experience because so many times it's necessary for us to pivot, to take up ourselves, and if something is not working out, just try something else. There is nothing that's constant except change. Change is constant, right? So if you're trying something and it's not working out, don't be afraid to pivot. Pivoting is necessary for success. That's what I want to leave you with. So thank you again for watching. If you watched to the end, then I totally appreciate you. Remember to comment the gender. There is a tip or hint in this video. Believe me, there is. It's intentional. It's clear. What could it be? All right, put it in the comments. Definitely, I'll see you in the other video. Take care.